If you're a girl who has started lifting weights, so you're gaining muscle, but you're not losing fat, so you feel like you're getting a little bit bulkier and you're not getting that lean toned look that you want, then this is for you. I'm going to cover the 5 main reasons of why you are gaining muscle, but you're not losing fat and you're feeling a little bit bulkier in your body. I'm going to cover those 5 reasons and what exactly you need to do to fix it. First thing I have to say is that this video is about fat loss and not weight loss. The reason why general weight loss is not the goal is because weight can mean a lot of things. Weight can be your muscle mass, it can mean water, it can mean your bone mass, not just fat mass. And this is really, really important to know because if you're lifting weights, you may very possibly be gaining muscle and losing fat at the same time. So the scale isn't going to change much. If you gain 1 pound of muscle and you lose 1 pound of fat, the scale number is going to stay the same, but your body is going to look leaner and more toned. So not focusing on weight loss is actually a good thing, not only for the results that you're going to get, but also mentally too, because when you're trying to shrink yourself and you're trying to eat as little as possible and burn as many calories as possible, it just doesn't go over well. It just makes you feel like really stressed in the process and isn't going to get you the results that you want anyways. And this is why I never recommend fad diets, because although you lose weight really quickly, you're actually losing more muscle than fat mass a lot of the time. This not only leads to a more skinny fat physique where you're in a smaller frame, but you still don't look fit, you still don't look lean, you don't have any muscle tone, also causes your metabolism to slow down and even alters your hunger and fullness hormones, making it really easy to gain the weight back. So the main thing I want you to know is that muscle is key. It is the key to feeling your healthiest and feeling fitter and feeling more powerful in your body while also looking a little tighter and leaner. And this is why body recomposition is actually a better approach than weight loss, because you can lose fat and build muscle at the same time. Plus, it's more sustainable, enjoyable, and honestly, it's faster when it comes down to it because you could spend all your time wasted on fad diets and losing weight, gaining the weight, losing the weight, gaining the weight, or you could spend all of that time building a long-lasting, fit and healthy physique. So I just wanted to clear that up really quickly because this video is for those of you whose goal is body recomposition. All right, so reason number 1 of why you might be gaining muscle but not losing fat is because you're eating in a surplus unintentionally. This means that you're eating more calories than what your body burns each day. One reason is that you're just hungrier, and this can be because you're training for the first time, so you're working out more and you're not used to that, so your hunger increases. It can also be because you're doing excessive cardio. Another really, really big one is sleep. At least 7 hours of high quality sleep where you feel rested is the goal. And if you're getting less than 6 hours of sleep, plus you're training hard, that really is not enough and is going to drive your cravings like crazy. There are ways to combat this if you're in a season of life where it's just not possible to get quality sleep, like if you just had a baby or if you're a night nurse, trying to get used to that schedule. There are going to be periods of time in your life where getting optimal sleep is not always possible. So there are some things that we can do to mitigate that. One of them is like just having a proper sleep routine, making sure your environment is set up right for sleep, but we can get into that in a whole other video. Overall, just know that decreased sleep is going to rev up your cravings and is also going to interfere with your recovery and can make you feel more bloated. It can even make you feel a little bulkier some days. I definitely experienced this. I remember when I was going into grad school, I was working at Orange Theory at the time, and I was working the 4 a.m. shift. So I was waking up at 3 a.m. No, I was not going to bed early enough. Plus, I was training more than ever on my own. I was doing the workout classes every day at Orange Theory, trying to take advantage of that, but I was getting like 6 hours of sleep, and that was not enough. And I have photos of myself where despite working out so hard, I looked really inflamed and bloated. And this is because of recovery. So this is just to show you that sleep is very, very important. So if you've noticed an increase in your appetite and you're also feeling bulkier, I would assess those things. Assess what you're doing for activity, assess how your sleep currently is. And if you're training hard and you are eating in a surplus, so you gained a little bit of weight, maybe some of it is muscle, that is not something to feel ashamed of. Muscle is absolutely the goal. Of course, if your goal is losing fat at the same time, that can feel a little bit frustrating, but don't get down on yourself if you're training hard and you've also gained some weight. Gaining muscle is amazing. Now, if you want to lose body fat, how you're going to do this is you're going to track your food. I recommend tracking it for 1 to 2 weeks. Track very accurately so that you can just be straight up, be honest with yourself on how much you are eating. And then what you're going to do is take the average of those 1 to 2 weeks and you're going to subtract 300 to 500 calories from that. That is the most accurate way to set up your calories to be in a slight deficit. It takes a little bit of time, but it's absolutely worth it if you want to stop spinning your wheels. You also want to be mindful of how much cardio you're adding to your strength training. So of course, you're absolutely going to hear me say that strength training is absolutely necessary if you want to build a fit and lean physique, because you need that muscle mass, not only for physique purposes, but it's also so crucial for your health. Now, if you're one of my clients, I only recommend 1, max 3 days of cardio in the week on top of your strength training. So if you're adding lots of running and lots of intense HIIT type training to your weeks, then it is very possible that your body is just trying to keep up with you and it's just trying to make sure that you're fed well enough so that you can recover and your body isn't dying, which is why your hunger hormones increase. So just be mindful of that. Cardio is not bad whatsoever, but for fat loss purposes, it is not the best tool. So find your maintenance calories and subtract from there. You're going to be mindful of your cardio, and you're also going to prioritize sleep. The second reason of why you may feel bulkier than what you want is because you're not paying attention to macros. So protein, carbs, and fats are the 3 macronutrients that make up every single food that we eat, and they absolutely matter. This is not just about calories alone. If you aren't paying attention to the macros in your food, it is going to be really easy to overeat on fats and carbs and undereat protein. Protein is the main area of focus here because protein is the macronutrient that is going to not only help you build muscle, but it's also the best macronutrient to promote fat loss. We see it in the research time and time again that a high protein diet is going to lead to a leaner physique. It's going to increase your muscle mass, it's going to decrease your fat mass, and overall is going to help you have a healthy metabolism and a healthy body. So if your goal is to lose fat and build muscle, you want to bump up that protein. Make sure you're getting quality protein sources of lean proteins. You want to get at least 100 grams a day to start, and then you want to try to bump that up to 1 gram per pound of body weight. So if you weigh 170 pounds like me, I strive to get about 150 to 160, 170 grams of protein a day. And then the rest of what you eat is of course going to be carbs and fats. And as long as you're staying within your calorie range, that is the goal for your body recomposition, then it doesn't matter too much on the exact amounts. Now, don't start restricting carbs and fats like willy-nilly. Don't start cutting them out of your life, because I have made that mistake before. I remember when I found out that protein is king for fat loss and to look lean, I went all in and all I ate was protein, and I was terrified of carbs and fats. And that led to a very unhealthy relationship with food and a not healthy body. Although I looked very lean, I was fatigued every single day. My performance was absolutely shit. and I couldn't function without thinking about food. I was thinking about food 24/7. So I don't want that to happen to you. And that is why I also want to emphasize that carbs and fats are very, very important for your health and performance in the gym. Just make it a priority to build your plate around a protein source, have a protein at each meal and snack, and then fill in the rest with your healthy carbs and fats. The third reason why you are feeling bulkier in your body and you feel like you're not losing body fat is because you're not doing a progressive overload program. What I mean is that you should be following a structured training program that is helping you progress every week, every month, for years and years and years. So if you're doing random workouts that you find on Instagram or YouTube, or you're doing workout classes and you're doing, let's say, like very light weights, like your strength training, but you're just doing light weights, maybe you're doing Pilates, that is actually an endurance style of strength training. So yes, you're strength training, and yes, you'll make progress in the beginning, but it's going to be difficult to continue making progress because your body is just simply going to adapt. What a progressive strength training program is going to do is it is going to gradually increase the intensity for your muscles so that you are building muscle over time. And that muscle is ultimately what is going to help you look leaner, is going to help you look more toned. So if you're watching this video, chances are you're feeling like fluffy in your body, and that is excess fat on your body that we can really dial in with nutrition. And then the strength training is where we continue to shape and build our bodies. So an example of a progressive overload strength training program is like the one that I give my clients, is we do the same workouts for 4 to 6 weeks at a time, and then we reset with a new workout program. If you want to take the guesswork out of your training, again, check out the link below for my exclusive Tall Girl community where we're all working together towards this goal, or you can work with me exclusively one-on-one. Reason number 4 is that your hormones might be out of whack. Cortisol is our stress hormone, and it is very normal to have fluctuations in cortisol. Exercise can increase our cortisol, but it is very temporary. So cortisol is not automatically a bad thing. It's when cortisol is elevated that it becomes an issue. So elevated cortisol can be because of continuous lack of sleep. It could be because you are constantly restricting your food and not eating enough for an optimized metabolism. It could be because you're not eating the right macronutrients of foods, and so you have increased blood sugar. It can also be because of dehydration and not recovering hard enough from your training. Maybe you're training too much. Luckily, if you start doing the things that I already talked about, like eating balanced macros and sleeping well and recovering, then your hormones are going to benefit, and hopefully you won't have elevated cortisol levels. So doing the healthy habits that we talk about will automatically help with your stress levels and should decrease cortisol. But a big part of stress is just our perception of it. So if you're in a stressful time in your life, it's really important to get the support that you need for that. Also, exploring things like meditation and breath work is going to be extremely helpful for you. Part of what I teach in my program is how to manage emotional eating. The fact is that we don't just eat for fuel, we also eat for stress relief, for comfort, for love, for connection, for so many things. And it's really important to maintain that connection to food because food is delicious. I mean, like, I'm a foodie. Most of my clients are foodies. And so we appreciate that and combine it with the fact that, yeah, food is fuel and we want to eat foods that make us feel good. We also want to have fun with food. We just don't want to rely it as an emotional coping mechanism. I have definitely had my fair share of experiences with food. I felt food as comfort majority of my life growing up. And so that was something that I had to work really, really hard at the past few years, and that I now very openly share about. So overall, know that taking care of you, taking care of your insides, making sure to rest just as hard as you are pushing yourself is important. It's important to keep balance. I have made that mistake of just like running, pushing harder. And I think a lot of athletes have that mentality. And although it's great for sports, it ends up causing us harm later in life because we don't know when to slow down and rest. So this is me giving you permission to slow down and really be patient with yourself. The last reason number 5, is that you are being too sedentary during the day. So if you have a desk job like me and you're sitting down all day long, like I do not leave this area. I am normally working right here, and I have to be very intentional to get my ass up and go for walks. So if you have a desk job, you're probably getting like 2,000 to 3,000 steps if you're not also being intentional about the amount of like movement you're getting, walks you're getting in. There really is no magical number of steps to hit per day, but just to help you increase that number, I always say to add 2,000 to 3,000 steps more than what you're currently doing. And this can look like a 30-minute walk. So you don't have to walk 30 minutes all at once. You could break it up. I like to walk in the morning, so I would do like 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes after lunch. And that can also help with your digestion and help with balancing your blood sugar so you don't feel sleepy after lunch. And you can also do it in the evening. So I'll normally walk before my workout, or if I'm not working out, I'll just go on another walk. Another tip that is so important is to simply be patient. Body recomp takes time. Try to think of it in 3-month increments. So the program that I take my clients through is 3 months so that you can set the foundation of your habits and you can start to see progress so you get motivated. But understand that it's going to take months and years. So as long as you are enjoying the process and you're taking it slow and you're learning over time and you have the support that you need, you are absolutely going to get to where you want to go. You just have to be patient. I know that's really not what you want to hear, but believe me when I tell you that it is so much better than constantly being stuck in the yo-yo dieting cycle, right? Like this way of body recomposition, you do have food freedom. You're able to eat the foods that you love in a mindful way, and you're getting stronger, you're appreciating your body more, you're feeling good in your body. There are so many good things that come out of the process of body recomposition. We just have to really accept that, master the basics, go all in on the basics, and I promise you, you will get there. Give it time and make sure you're not just using the scale as your only measure of progress. Make sure that you're taking photos of yourself, make sure that you're taking measurements, make sure that you're paying attention to, maybe different parts of your body are shaping out. Maybe your butt is growing. Also pay attention to the way that you feel. Pay attention to what your body is telling you. Grow that relationship that you have with your body. Work on your mindset around food and give yourself permission to eat your favorite foods. Work on that guilt that you feel and that desire to go all or nothing. All of that is a part of the process. And when you start paying attention to the areas of progress that are beyond just the body aesthetics, that is when you truly become a fit girl for life, because you have adopted that mentality and your results are just going snowball because you have the momentum. So those are the 5 reasons why I see women are bulkier than what they want. I promise muscle is not the issue. It's actually very, very hard to gain muscle. So likely if you're eating a calorie surplus, maybe you've put on a little bit of body fat, but as long as you clean up some of the things that I talked about, you're absolutely going to be on your way. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the subscribe button and I will see you on the next one.